Okay, so hi, welcome. We are recording all of this so that anyone who misses it, which is lots of people, have all the information. So, a couple quick announcements. We are day 2 of the month. And you know what's crazy is I heard this on something today, but we're 5 months from the end of the year. Isn't that, that's like wild to me. 5 months. That's like right around the corner. And I don't know how many of you listened to the National Wake Up Call today, but I thought the coolest thing he said was that we were incredible, extraordinary heroes, and that as long as we have each other's support, that we are capable of doing anything. And I just thought that was like so profound. Now, granted, it's Carl and he's the CEO, and I feel like that's what he should do. But anyway, I've been like fired up by his comment all day. So our couple announcements for the month. Obviously, it's Team Cup month, and I think most of you are on a Team Cup. So we're hoping that everybody at least hit Success Club 5, because all those points just go towards your team, and it's rad to even just get the Tier 1 prize. So just make sure you stay in communication with your teams and ask questions, and don't be afraid of the wrong answer, right answer, any of that. And then going forward, Britt and I kind of decided that this Tuesdays are going to be non-negotiables for us. So we will always be on a call, whether you can come and join us or not. And I know 8 p.m. seems late. However, if nobody shows up and I'm the only one, at least I know I didn't have to like find a sitter or something. So that's our non-negotiable, is that, sorry. I can move too. Sorry. Hold on. We're having a baby issue. Sorry. So anyway, so we will be on these calls Tuesdays at 8 p.m. always. And then just as a reminder, on Thursday, we have a new coach call. So we're going to just talk all coach basics. And then as always, as a reminder, we are kicking off Country Heat as a team, which we don't usually do, but because it's a new program, we want to rock it out together. So the hope, we can talk about this at the end of the discussion, but our thought is that we have it start on August 22nd. However, someone pointed out that a lot of people's 21-day fixed groups are starting on the 8th. So then 21 days from that is the 28th. So we could always kick it off on the 29th, which kind of then guarantees you kind of lock in Success Club. So we can talk about that. Maybe we even have 2 groups. I don't know. We can figure it out. But so that's kind of all the announcements I have today, I think. Yeah. And then we'll get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah. You guys, I'm so excited that so many of you guys are on this call. I know that Kim already mentioned it, but we're just so excited because we're just so excited about the future of this team. And you guys showing up on this call just really shows that you guys are the ones, even on different time zones, who are making it a priority to just do the business building activities, to dial in. And Kim and I, in hosting these calls every Tuesday, our commitment to you is that we're going to make it worth your time or try to. So what we want to talk about tonight, I'll give you kind of the sneak peek. We're going to be talking about taking accountability in your business. And, you know, we just got back from Nashville, and Andrea was there too. And I know we're also kind of on this like emotional high because it was just such an incredible experience being around all of these other coaches who are so diverse. You guys, it's really like anyone's game. You know, all the coaches, they look different, they act different, there's different personality styles, there's so many different differentiating factors about the different coaches who were there. And then also having the opportunity to hear from the top 10 coaches and hear their stories, we were just really reminded and humbled and excited about the fact that everyone is just a normal person, and that this really, there isn't like a type of person who is successful in Beachbody. What makes you successful in this company is how much you are willing to work to make this business work for you and to be successful in this business. And so some of you guys have asked us, like, you're so excited to hear about what we learned about at Summit, and we're so excited to share that with you. And what we're sharing tonight is what we feel like is the number one takeaway that we like understood from everything we learned about in Summit, all of the sessions we sat in, all of the workshops we sat in, all of the discussions we had with our other coaches. the number one takeaway for us was this idea of taking accountability for the success of your business. And I want to preface this by saying that what we're sharing tonight, this isn't for the discount coaches. So what we're sharing with you guys tonight isn't for people who are just trying to take advantage of the discount and who love our community and just want to save money on your products and are just participating on this call or listening to this call because you just want to be part of the community. This really isn't for you. This call isn't, also the content of this call isn't for people who are just trying to take advantage of being a hobby coach, where you're not really concerned whether or not you make money, but it would be fun if you did. The content of this call really is to challenge and encourage those of you who have said that you've committed to building your business. For those of you who have said you want to push for diamond by the end of the year. For those of you who do want to make a supplemental income to pay for your groceries or your student loans or to get out of debt or to save up for a vacation or to own something or even for diapers. The content of this call really is to challenge and encourage those guys, those of you who feel that way. And so the number one thing that I would say is we learned a lot about different non-negotiables in our business. And repeatedly what we've heard about is the importance of having your transformation story. And one of the things that they continue to say is the importance of starting a program and completing it from start to finish, and then sharing the transformation pictures and the journey from that program. Because you guys, Kim's going to be talking about the importance of your social media in a couple minutes and what we learned about the non-negotiables in your social media for building this business. But I'll also touch on it now, but like we continue to talk about, you can continue to post 3 to 5 times a day like we're supposed to, and you can talk about, you know, your food, and you can share pretty pictures about what you ate for dinner, and you can share your sweaty selfies, and you can share your cute workout clothes. But if you don't have a transformation story, you don't really have a lot of credibility for our programs or our products. And so it's so important for each of us to commit to a program, follow it all the way through, and then share that transformation, because people need to see that. It gives credibility to everything else we're posting about. And also, there's such an importance to not only sharing the physical transformation journey that you're on, but you have to share the emotional transformation story too, because we are humans. And I know for me, if I saw someone who was only posting about fitness, who was only posting about health and how dedicated she was, and she just seemed like it was so easy for her, and she was just smiling all the time, and it was just so easy, I would be annoyed by that girl. I wouldn't want to join that girl, you know? And I think that maybe you can relate to that too, because no one relates to perfection. No one likes perfection. But it wasn't until, for me personally, that I started talking about the vulnerable parts of my journey, about struggling with eating disorders, stealing diet pills from my mom, starving myself, gaining weight and losing weight rapidly, trying the master cleanse. You know, Kim and I were sharing stories together this weekend about how we both just did the most ridiculous things to lose weight. And now, it wasn't until I started sharing that part of my journey that it really started speaking to other people, because we know that our health and fitness journey is a really vulnerable one. It's a really vulnerable journey. And we need to be vulnerable before other people can feel like they can be vulnerable with us. And I know that it can be scary, because for me, for years, I always just tried to look perfect. Like, that was my thing. I just wanted everyone to think that I just had it all together. And I didn't want to talk about the struggles, because that would break the facade that I had spent my entire life building up. But I can tell you that in the same way that it's so scary for you to talk about those emotional struggles, someone else needs to hear it. Because there is someone else on the other side of that screen who is reading your Facebook post, who is sitting and struggling in like solitude. And you could be the person who reaches a hand out and pulls them out of that isolation and gives them this life of freedom, because you're providing them all the tools that they need to get out of those struggles. And so don't keep this to yourself. Share yourself. And I'm not saying that you need to make your social media like your diary post where you just share way too much information, because there's definitely like a limit, right? There's boundaries to what you need to share. But be a little bit more vulnerable and transparent, because I can tell you that that's going to make a really big difference. Another thing that I just wanted to finish my portion on is talking about the importance of going all in. And that's the whole point of this call. But, we titled it, Are You Really All In? Because I know a lot of us have said, like, we're all in, we want this to work. But there's a difference in your actions and in your words. I think we each need to take a moment to reevaluate and evaluate what we're doing each day for our business. Is our power hour a non-negotiable, or do we only do it sometimes? Because if we treat our business like a hobby, it really is one. If we treat our business like a business, it will grow like a business. And Kim and I, one of the things, like, we are on this train to success. We truly have committed to ourselves and to each other that we are going to be top coaches one day. And I can tell you that that's not because we're cocky. That's not because we feel like we have it all figured out, or because we think that, people aren't just throwing themselves at us as we walk down the street because they want to be on our team. But we know that we are truly committed to doing the work. We are truly committed to doing whatever we need to do to make this a successful business, to be standing on the Millionaires Club stage one day, to be recognized for being part of that club, because we so badly want to live this life of purpose and passion where our career is helping other people live healthier, happier lives. And we will not stop working until we are on that stage and then even beyond. And I share this with you because we've gone all in. This is a non-negotiable for us. Success is not an option. Like, we're going to be successful, and we're inviting every single one of you guys to go with us on this train, because we want you guys to be with us on this train. And so even as we're sharing with you guys tonight and on our page and in the future, just know that we're not coming from a place of where we feel like we know everything, but we're coming from a place of every day we're doing our personal development. Every day we're trying to grow better in our business. We're reading, we're watching videos, we're listening to podcasts, and everything that we share with you is information that we feel like was valuable for us. We're not sharing it with you because we feel like we're trying to nag you or put pressure on you if you don't want the same, if you don't have the same goals as us. We will run with you at your pace, but just know that this is the pace that we're running at, and we would love whoever wants to join us to come along with us on this journey. And so I'm going to turn it over to you, Kim, to talk a little bit more about the social media aspect of going all in and taking accountability for our business.
Can anybody else hear Kim?
No, I just texted her. She's muted.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, let me start again. So I think that sometimes we think we have to figure it all out, and we go to this, we compare ourselves in this business because, well, it's all on social media, and, well, it's kind of easy to compare yourself to what everybody else is doing and the quality of everybody else's posts. But I think that I probably spent too long looking at other top coaches' stuff for probably like 7 months, and I would try to be them. I would try to take their stuff and then replicate it into my own story, but only learning that it wasn't until I really became me and comfortable in my own skin and telling my own story that I realized that that's so much more authentic, and that's what people wanted to hear. And that's why people join me, right? It's because I'm being me and not Bonnie or Melanie or whoever else that I'm trying to follow. And so I think that there's some really simple, basic things when it comes to social media that you can start right away, and you don't have to think it through. You don't have to like overthink it. So the number one thing to do is, because I think people get so nervous, like, I never posted on social media, I never did anything, and now all of a sudden I'm on social media. Well, first and foremost, not everybody sees all of your stuff. So don't think that you're all of a sudden inundating everybody with every post that you post. Not everyone's on social media all day long. So if you're posting 3 times a day, the likelihood of them seeing 1 or 2 is maybe like 50%. And that's okay because you want them to see it, right? So then the what you're posting is really truly important, and the quality of what you post versus the quantity of what you post is truly the most important. And so work on what you're posting. So 3 times a day. And I like to think of I think for me, I know my personal journey. So this is kind of where the why comes in and kind of where you have to figure out who you are. But for me, I know that I am, I'm a mom of almost 3. And so people, I work, I have another job. So I like to show the story from the beginning of my day. And it means that I'm sacrificing maybe an hour of sleep to get up to work out. And I can't tell you the messages I get from people who are like, well, I just go on social media, get encouraged, and I go work out. So that's my platform, but that's me. So maybe your platform is something a little bit different. But if you aim to be of something of encouragement in the morning, and I like to think like 1 to 3 p.m., maybe you're talking about some food, or you're talking about how you stay energized through the day, or you're talking about really great pair of running shoes, or maybe you have a wedding to go to and you need some advice. This is a great time to do that. And then your PM, if it's Monday through Thursday, these are your quality times. These are like your prime time. People are looking to be inspired. So think of those days, Monday through Thursday, that's it, Monday through Thursday, and Sunday PM. That's it. Those like little time slots, those are the best times to post. And unless you have figured out some secret sauce to a random day of the week that I'm not mentioning, then more power to you. But I can tell you right now that those are the days. And from 7 to 9 p.m. That's it. So like, I think a lot of us, we spend a lot of our weekends working on our content, working on what we want to say. So then what happens is we post it on Saturday afternoon and we're real bummed out when nobody sees it. Nobody's going to see it. It's Saturday afternoon. Fridays and Saturdays are basically a crapshoot. Aim for funny, aim for your family, aim for what's fun and exciting in your life. Maybe something yummy that you ate that maybe makes you look like a real human. That's really, you're just needing to keep your posting going, but don't worry so much don't put your good stuff. No good stuff on Friday or Saturday. Nothing at all. Just that's nothing good on Friday and Saturday. So Friday, no Saturday, no Friday and Saturday. And then the next thing is, if somebody does message you within a challenge post or within like a transformation pic, never talk about money or cost, or don't post your link. Save that for Messenger. Save that for how you're getting to know people. The best thing you can do is start messages with people. Facebook actually likes it. They're going to help your affinity, and affinity is something you gain by posting. If you're messaging, let's say you've got like 10 messages on the go, and those 10 messages are all potential challengers. Those challengers are going to see your stuff. That's how Facebook works. But if you weren't messaging them right now, there's a chance that they might not even see your stuff. So you want to get people in conversation, because conversation leads to their why. Conversation leads to what they want out of life. Conversation leads to purpose and planning and whatever. And this is how you save them. This is how you bring health and fitness into their world, and that you set them on the right path. And so save all your links and your, all the BB stuff for Messenger. Don't talk about any of it in there, because it makes it look like a sale. Which brings me kind of my next point for social media. We never want to look like sellers. We never want to look like we are an advertisement. And I can tell you that I recently went back to some of my posts when I was a first coach, and there they were, just like BB stock images of, size, or, and it's not the worst thing to like do a side-by-side of like you and Shanti or something, but try to get a little more original. Don't look like you just pulled it off the Beachbody website and posted it on your thing. Right out of the gate, people just see sale and she's selling, and even though you're selling amazing stuff, for some odd reason, it just turns people off. So what does sell is your story. What's the best thing you can post on social media is what's happening in your life. I think I posted it in our group, but Shaun T said it really well in the sense that everybody has a before and after, and maybe your before and after is in your head, maybe your before and after is in your heart, maybe it's in your brain, maybe it's in your insides. Who knows what your before and after is? But not everybody has your story, and I think that is what you have to focus on. It's being transparent, but not all in one diary, blah. It's being transparent and breadcrumbing your life. And not being worried about that people are bored or people don't want to hear about it. Do you know how much bad's in this world? People want to hear about it. People want to know that there's this group of, look at us right now. This is it's an encouraging family that wants to celebrate the fact that you ate apple for the first time in your life, or the fact that you ate some green beans, or that's pretty crazy. That's the crap that we celebrate, but people love it and people are excited about it. And I think that, they go to work, people go to work and they don't get encouraged. People go home and maybe they have a sucky marriage, or they go home and their kids are mean, but that doesn't happen here. We're not mean. We're nice. And so that's the story. That's the stuff that you want to sell. That's the stuff that you sprinkle in throughout your day about how, I had a really bad day at work today, but I signed on to my, my fit family group, and gosh, we celebrated this chick who lost 20 pounds, or we all shared a new recipe and here it is, or whatever the case might be. That's the story. That's the good stuff that people want to hear about. So, sell your story, be you. And I think one of the best things you can do is figure out who you are. So are you someone who's super obsessed with the nutritional stuff and you just love nutrition and recipes and food? And because people love that, then do that. Do that well. Go find, start doing stuff in your kitchen and just doing live videos and bringing people into how you make dinner, or how you prep your chicken, or how you, make your shake. Who cares? If that's what you're into, do that. Just do that well. And the second thing, if your faith is what keeps you, then do that, and do that well. Just find what is your niche and then just go after it. For me, I feel like I'm living in this discipline organizational land, and that's I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to best be that on social media. I'm ready to take people in and be like, hey, want to learn how to make a to-do list? But I don't know if everyone's into that. So working on that part. But yeah, so don't just be someone who works out, but let people into your backstory. I think that the coolest part about all of this is I don't take diet pills anymore. I'm not taking laxative tea every day. That's a big deal. I need to, there's people out there who are still doing all that stuff, and they're sad and they're depressed. And so I'm trying to invite them into your story and let them be a part of it and let them be changed by it. And that's how your journey just keeps carrying through social media. So don't just talk the talk, but live it. And I think that was all I had for social media. Did I miss anything, Britt? Oh, I was going to talk a little bit about selfies and food. Yeah. Not that I'm really great at selfies or food, but so I think that the key to a good morning selfie, or whatever selfie, is, finding your angle, knowing your good side and your bad side. And, for me, I'll just show you, right now, it's basically dark out, right? And when I come down in the morning, I prop up my little water bottle and I turn on this one light, and that's all I do. And then I just set it down and I set my little timer and I take a bunch of photos and I, work with one of them, or maybe I work with 4 of them, or whatever it is. But take a bunch in all your different places of your house and figure out where your best lighting is, and not where you look the best or where you're fake, you don't look yourself. But I can tell you what, at 4:30 a.m., I'm not looking so hot. So I'm looking for some good lighting, that doesn't make me look like straight up dead body. And then, so try to find no yellow lights, no blurry, if it means that you need to figure out a selfie stick, or a little, Christmas is coming, or maybe your birthday or something good, but invest in you. If you're invested in your business, then invest in yourself. And then when capturing food, I'm sure there's a video on this because I really don't know that I'm really great at it, but think of what makes you salivate. Think of when you see food in your social media, what makes you go, wow, I want to try that. Is it like a paper plate, or like a napkin, or like a I don't know, some kind of weird looking whatever. Find what is pretty and then go get that. You can go to the dollar store, pick up one plate, and that's just what you make your food on, and before you take that photo, clean the plate off, clean off the little slop, and away you go. Your photo is pretty. It might take 5 seconds, but it's 5 seconds. So, there's that. But capture as much as you can in those moments that you have downtime. I can tell you right now, I post my food every single day, and I don't take a picture of my apple every single day. I take one great photo, I save it to my favorites, and now I have my apple. So, you don't have to reinvent your wheel every single day. You can just you make things faster and more efficient for you, and that's what really, I think, helps you save time in your business. And my last thing about selfies is try to take photos. If you're looking to make like some challenge post photos or coach invite photos, try to like on Church on Sunday. It's kind of the only day I get dressed up, it seems, these days. So I take a bunch of photos that day. I might try on a couple different shirts and take a different lights or different positions or different ones with my kids or whatever the case. And then I have some stock photos to use. And I'm not constantly like, hold on guys, I gotta take another selfie. I've got like stuff to use, because it's okay to go back and use the same stuff. That there's no one, if someone calls you on that, they need to be in your group because they're really paying attention. So I'm gonna say that. But I think that's all I have for what you should and shouldn't do in your social media. Don't let Instagram post to Facebook for you. Copy and do it yourself. Facebook will give you more action because they know they like that you're on their actual site. I know that seems really weird, but so post it live yourself. That's it. That's all I got, I think.
And then I would say that going back to what Kim said about don't try to imitate top coaches, I just want to encourage each of you guys that you guys don't have to be like any other coaches out there, including me and Kim. I had a conversation with one of my girls last week just about the importance of her being authentically her. And in case you need to hear that message too, I just want you to know that you just need to be yourself. And we celebrate you being yourself. Yes, there are like tips and tricks and to-do list items that we need to do each day to kind of build our business. Like Kim was talking about before, posting frequently on social media is one of them. But the content of those posts just needs to be you, because the world needs what you have to offer. Someone else might not connect as well with me as they would with you, and we wouldn't want them to miss out on being helped by you because you are imitating someone else because you didn't realize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made and you are incredible. And so I just wanted to remind you guys of that too. And one of the things that I heard this weekend, which made a lot of sense to me, was if you are someone and you're copying and pasting someone else's posts frequently because you're insecure or you feel like they might be better with words and you feel like you just want to copy and paste what they've done, and someone signs up with you, they think that they are signing up with whoever you're copying their posts from. And when they get to know you, they're going to be like disappointed because what they thought you were, because you were copying someone else's posts, isn't actually who you are. I don't know if I explained that well, if that made sense, but basically the moral of that story is just be yourself. Yes, we talk about the right selfie lighting because we take a lot of selfies in this business, which I'd never done before I became a coach. Yes, we talk about the right way to take a picture of your food, but within that, just be yourself and just know that you are incredible and you have everything that you need, all the tools you need for success in this business, and that the world needs what you have to offer, and you don't have to worry about that you need to be just like Kim to get the same number of success code points that Kim gets. You just need to be you and just message that many more people or talk to that many more people to help that many more people. So that's all I have to say. So I guess that now, before we end up wrapping up this call, if you guys have any questions,
Great.
please.
One more thing. I think we were going to talk a little bit about challenge groups and how that is truly your bread and butter of what you do. And we were just going to say that, I think that you kind of touched on it, that be confident in who you are. And, yes, it takes time to build. People, you're there for, like, they're on your feed for a reason. They're your friend or whoever they are. They are confident that you know what you're talking about. So it's great to, like, for the first couple of challenge groups, do it with each other. But, join forces and run your own challenge groups together. And then don't be afraid to step out and do it by yourself. There is something really powerful in running a challenge group. And I feel like Tribe Trifecta is showing us right now, you are helping people build relationships with other people who very much more relate to each other than maybe even you and that challenger relate to. But I think that the best thing you can do is just be this encouragement that you're like, you don't miss a post. You don't miss commenting on anybody's stuff. You're always just making sure that people have the tools and the resources, and if they have questions, they get answered. And I think that sometimes these groups get so big that it makes it so hard to making sure that you are connecting with each person. But just don't be afraid to step out and lead your own group, because I think once you do it once, you realize, okay, this actually is better than, leading with a bunch of people. And I think that it helps people see you as a leader. And that is so important, since really, if you're not leading a challenge group, how are you going to lead your team, or how are you going to lead your people, or how are you going to lead anything? So don't be afraid to, step out of the comforts of others, because this is kind of the thing that you have to do. I mean, a challenge group is basically a non-negotiable per month. Otherwise you have nowhere to send any of these people, right? There's no point in selling anything if you have nothing to send. So I think that's just, a little thing that we're also learning. And that I think the last thing that we were going to talk about was, really, if you want to see this business grow, your power hour needs to be essential. It literally can't be something you just kind of dabble in. It has to be thought out. It has to be something you do every day. And it can literally be an hour. That's it. And I know a lot of people do power pockets, which is totally fine, but you have to be getting those 4 things done. Otherwise, you're not going to see it grow. And I learned that by, I can tell you, November and December, I bought my way to Success Club without fail. Who else can we sign up under, this credit card or this address? Because I didn't do anything. I just, I sat back and took momentum and thought it would take me somewhere. But it's the consistency of what you do in the month before that takes you. And I'm seeing that more and more, day by day. So, you need to be doing that personal development every day. And I can tell you that personal development will rock your world, not just this business. It will rock your family and your marriage and all of you if you really dedicate that power hour or that personal development time. And that really only needs to be 10 minutes a day, although I recommend doing audio and just throwing it in your car, and you could probably get in 40 minutes a day. And then you're inviting, you're adding people to your network, and you're relearning who your friends are on social media. I can tell you, I've had probably the best conversations with people that I thought I would never talk to again. And I'm like loving that they're all back in my life. And here we are at it's like kind of like a do-over, but I'm like a way better person than I used to be when they knew me. So it's like it's a really great do-over. So you're inviting, and then you're connecting with them and through Messenger, and you're not talking about Beachbody. You're just talking about life and what they're going through and who they are and all that good stuff. And then the last thing is just recognizing not just, and if you don't have any customers yet, that's fine, but like recognizing people on your Facebook or recognizing people in your team, or just being a team player and being motivated and being involved in the team page. All of that little power hour clump will just like grow. I promise it will just blow your mind. So I think that's all I had. You?
No, that sounds good. Yeah. And I don't know if you mentioned the importance of, in your challenge groups, making sure that you have meal plans that you're offering. That was another thing that in one of the sessions we heard, they were just talking about like running a successful challenge group, and pretty much everything on the list is stuff that Kim and I already include in our templates, just from other videos and stuff that we've been watching for the last couple of months and adding different things into our template. But I think that that's something they talked about. Meal plans, they talked about check-ins, If you guys have any questions about how to run a successful challenge group or about what you should be doing in your challenge group, we also have templates in the file section of different for different groups that we've run in the past. You guys are more than welcome to take advantage of those if you're running your own challenge group this month. There are a lot of resources in our file section as well. Oh, and then we were going to talk about too the importance of being involved in our team page. You guys take advantage of the team page. Kim and I try to share a lot of valuable information. We try to make sure that it's a value add, that we don't just post stuff to post stuff. So go through, look through the file section. We have scripts in there. I created a couple documents in terms of objections that you might receive from people about the stuff is too expensive, or they don't like to drink shakes, or they have a gym membership. And I copy and pasted responses that I've literally used in my own messages with people into a Word document and shared them in there in the file section. So if you guys want to review that, we have different templates for how to tell your friends and family that you've become a coach. Just so many different resources in there. There's talking points for the Country Heat program that are coming out. Take advantage of that. Participate in our group page. Make sure to celebrate when we announce new coaches. Make sure to say welcome and be excited that they're there. Celebrate different successes in your business and in your coach's business, and just really use that as a really fun community to engage in and hold you accountable, and as resources to help you grow your business. And I think that's it. That's all I had to say.
Well, let's answer questions. Let's answer questions. And
Hi.
Hi.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay, so I've had a couple of people who buy challenge packs, but then I never see them post in the group, and the feedback I'm getting is they're not into doing the sweaty selfie. So what's a good, I guess, response or option for those people who are just a little bit more shy, I guess?
I would just say, Britt, you good? You want me to take it?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, then I'll.
I would just say that, just be, because I've had those people too, and I think that, do you partner people in your groups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are partnered. Yeah, they are partnered with people, and I've never seen them post, and I've
Nice.
reached out via email, and it looks like their Shakeology shipped again, even though I reminded them. And so it's just weird, like that you just don't, I don't know.
No, I would think, I don't even think, that's actually not that weird. Some people are really, like, it does seem really, if you think about it from, like, an outsider's point of view, like, it is kind of strange. Like, who are you people? You're a bunch of strangers, and you're all posting your sweaty selfie. Like, this is gross. So I just would stay on top of them and be their encouragement, like, once a week. I think any more than that seems like a little, especially if they're in the midst of a specific program. And then, like, if you feel like once the program or once the group comes to an end, if you're like, hey, if you would prefer just like some daily encouragement or like some versus like a challenge group setting, then that's when you throw them into Tribe Trifecta, and you let them be encouraged by people's daily check-ins. Like, that's where a lot of my people go who don't like love challenge group format, the formality of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just bless and release, they'll a lot of people, like, I mean, I sell challenge groups all the time, or challenge packs all the time, and I never see or hear from them really until they're like, oh yeah, I'm great, loving my Shakeology, down 10 pounds, see you later. I'm like, okay, bye. So
Okay.
yeah, not everyone's gonna be us.
Okay. I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to start my own challenge groups, but it would be kind of boring with just like, 8 people. So what would be like a good, just keep, I guess, partnering with other coaches?
Yeah. And that's something that I did in the beginning, and then before I started running my own challenge groups, and now, we co-lead ours together. I mean, you could even pick one of the other girls on our team, and also I know that you've just been in my challenge group, so you have a different perspective. I know that our groups are like 74 people every month, but a typical challenge group isn't that many people. So a typical challenge group really is, like, normally I would say like 8 to 15 people is like a normal challenge group. And some people really like that style better because it's more intimate. It's a lot easier to hold one another accountable because in a group the size of ours, it's easy for people to kind of drop off without being noticed because there's so many other people checking in that a smaller group might help other people, even those people who are shy and are kind of concerned about taking a selfie. If there's only 8 other people in the group, they might feel more comfortable taking a picture. Or what I've done for going back to the selfie really fast, I've just had them take a picture of like their hand holding their Shakeology, like before and one of the girls in our group, now she takes selfies, but before she would only take a picture of her hands, like holding her Shakeology, so you just like work with people with where they're at. And then as they grow in their confidence level and being part of our team and our family, like it helps them. And sometimes they will gain the confidence to take those selfies. But yeah, so don't be afraid to have a group that's only 8 people or 10 people or 15 people. You can pair up with one other coach. I know right now with how many coaches we have co-leading ours, you only get to post like once or twice a week. So if you were to just team up with one other person, then you guys could just have all your people in that group, and then you guys could post every other day, just depending on if that's what you wanted to do.
I will say, just to type on that, I think I've run large groups and small groups, and to be honest, like 15 to 25 is going to be your best. That's like always where you get people who, I mean, I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, I'm not into like posting my sweaty selfie. And then like day one, they're like, like totally into it. Because it's small and it's intimate and you get to know people really quickly. So don't be afraid of 8. 8's a great number. But you can really, like, look at what other people are selling for that past month and just be like, hey, want to partner up? And that way you post more and you get to practice more, and it's just really good for you and your business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are good questions.
Can I, Prissy, if I can just let you know, I am one of those that don't like to take selfies. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Like, I just feel so insecure all the time. So I'm definitely like one of those that like on the other end, like what you were talking about. So, but what's helped a lot is just like with Kim, like encouraging me, behind the scenes. I'm like a behind the scenes kind of coach. So, so I just want to like assure you that like, even if like you're having some people that act like they're maybe not into it or they don't want to take a selfie, they could be really passionate about what they're doing. And they just need like a little love.
Okay.
Like me. I just need a little love. I'm just, the quiet one that chimes in every once in a while. But then Kim, I had a question.
Yeah.
So I haven't like ran my own challenge group yet. I'm still struggling on like, getting people, enough people interested in this and that. But what do you plan out which program you're going to do and that's it, and that's the program that you stick to? Like, what if you do find people that want to join your challenge group, but they want to do a different program?
So it's actually kind of funny. So I'm probably, that's how I won the little country heat workout with Autumn. Is 21 Day Fix is my jam. It's been my bread and butter since beginning of time. I actually barely sell anything else. However, I am starting to realize that 21 days isn't always efficient, but I really like to start and stop a group within, like I like to have a prep week and then a start week or an end, 3 weeks. And for whatever reason, I feel like, because I guess I know for sure that those people are all brand new customers. So to me, I want them to complete the program from beginning to end. So I tend to, no matter what the person is coming at me, I usually send them to 21 Day Fix. However, if I get the random, so that's usually what I promote, I should say. So I promote, when I'm promoting a challenge group, you can rest assured they're all getting 21 Day Fix. However, if people come to me throughout the month or they come to me with like different needs, then I just sell them whatever. And that's when they end up in Tribe Trifecta. And because I want them to feel like they're supported 60 days throughout the program. And then like, that's when I'll partner. Like I had 3 people just recently start Hammer and Chisel. So like the 3 of them are partnered up within Tribe Trifecta.
Okay.
And, I would say those are kind of my more like, they don't need to be handheld, but if you're starting your fitness program, your fitness journey, I don't really see 21 Day Fix is the way to go. It's going to teach you the food. It's going to teach you the workout, and you're going to get the best results. So I think I just kind of live there, and that's why my groups start there, if that makes sense.
Kristen, mine are actually different. So I don't, a lot of people, I would say the majority of people start with the 21 Day Fix, but sometimes it's not like, I don't just start with that. I really have the conversation with people, and I normally provide them with 2 or 3 different program options based on what they've told me are their goals, fitness preferences. And then I have everyone in all of my groups. And the way that I run my group, I have a prep week, and then I actually do run the group for 4 weeks, because all of my prep weeks are only new people. But if someone in my, for instance, right now, it's my prep week for my August group, and it's the last week of my July group. And the reason I run 2 groups concurrently for this week is because it was getting overwhelming. All of my prep week people are only the new people who have never done a program before. So it's the same, and my prep weeks are always the same, except I changed the graphics to be with the theme of the month of my group. And then my veterans challengers aren't bored by getting the same information, and my new people aren't overwhelmed by seeing the veterans post about how they're crushing their workouts. And my veterans are allowed to be in my next group in August if they're continuing to drink Shakeology. If they're not going to continue drinking Shakeology, they go and try Trifecta. But if they want to continue with the formality of my group, they're more than welcome to continue, and they want to drink Shakeology, they're more than welcome to join my next group, which is why I have so many people in my group month after month. But so I run mine a little differently, but I don't, only sometimes do I do program specific ones, like the Country Heat group that we're running at the end of the month. That's a special one. And the only other time I've done that was for a Hammer and Chisel program challenge group that Kim and I did in January. That was program specific. Otherwise, I'm like a equal opportunist when it comes to program.
The reason why I ask is, like, I think 21 Day Fix is a great go-to. You know, a great start out. But personally, I got bored with it. So I needed something, you know, that was just made the minutes feel faster instead of like a struggle every 10 minutes. But that was just me, you know, and I don't know, like, I don't know which way to go. Like, I understand the importance of 21 Day Fix. I think it's a great place to start. But what if I run into somebody that's bored, and so then I don't know whether to put them in a challenge group or to help them separately. That's kind of what I was wondering. You know?
I would say whatever you want. Like, like I said, like, a lot of people in my group are doing the 21 Day Fix. But then again, a lot of people in our group right now are doing T25, or a couple people are doing Hammer and Chisel. So it just depends on, and then I just have them all in the group. And then those people who are doing a longer program, they just hop into the next group. It's seamless, right? Because they're supported for 4 weeks, and then next weekend they're put in the August group, and then it continues. So they don't feel like they only were supported for 4 weeks. So I would say however you want to do it, but if you feel like the 21 Day Fix isn't the best program for everyone because you personally got bored with it, just have everyone in your group.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so when did you start to see, like, okay, there's like your micro market, like your close friends and your family and, you know, neighbors, and then there's like your macro market, right? Like all these new people that I've recently added, because I've added a lot of friends lately. When did you start to see like the shift between like your smaller market to like your bigger market? Because I've been doing this about 3 months, and I feel like my small group of people is already like either passed it up, decided it's not for me right now, and so I need like some fresh fish. And so is it like a 6 month or 8 month? I know it's probably different for everybody.
I think it depends too on how you're adding and what you're saying. So if like you're adding and creating a relationship, I actually feel like those new people are the people who like buy right away. I feel like my my warm market, which is like my family friends, they're like the Trinklers. They like are been watching for a year and are like, okay, I'm ready. I believe you now. So they're like the never ending pool, because I feel like, especially if it started big, like they just like are the never ending, and then they tell their family, and then they're like, wow, this person, she's actually like real. She like really likes working out. I should probably do that with her. So I feel like they actually take longer to trust you versus like this like stranger over here that you've invited into your world, who I'm assuming you invited into your world because they look like they might be a challenge group person or like a potential coach. So I feel like those are the ones that you end up being more intentional with and like learning about. And so then they're quicker to be like, hey, yeah, let's do this, you know?
Okay, thanks for saying that, because I was looking at it opposite. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It's harder for me to get my family on board than it is for me to get people who I've reconnected with on board, for sure.
Okay. Done.
Anybody else?
No.
No? Okay. I was trying to find my, no. Actually, I do want to ask one question, and maybe we can ask this when we post the video, but we'd love to hear like what else you would love these Tuesdays to be about. I still think we have, we're going to do a Tuesday about your legacy. And we're going to do a call about, we're going to invite James is going to do a call with us, and he's going to talk about being a Beachbody spouse and how that looks and how that yelling at me right now. Saying I'm not going to do that. But how he needs to be supportive. Oh yeah, Brian, Andrea, he says him and Brian are gonna do it.
Yeah, I just unmuted because I was gonna say, oh, Brian can help you. He would love that.
Jimmy will know, because Jimmy's like the model. Like,
Yes, Jimmy's like
all want
first
him to do.
spouse. Take a lesson from Jimmy James. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy is like he's like the best. Seriously.
I know.
I love him.
I know.
Am I on
The
mute?
fact that he has a crush on, he has like a guy crush on one of like the raddest coaches, and he knows who he is. That just goes to tell you how cool he is.
Are you talking about Trey Bear?
Trey Bear. Oh, I love him.
So anyway, so
You are on mute still.
we're gonna talk about yes, we're gonna do a husband call. We're gonna talk about being extraordinary. And then we're going to talk about kind of hard work as we go into like November, December. We're going to try to help you stay on top of locking in those Success Club points early, because it does get a little more challenging. However, I do feel like August, September, this like right now, this is like people are, I think they realize they kind of miss their summer, and they're like, wow, I just ate everything in sight. Like I literally had a guy tell me that he was going to buy it in May, and then he said he was going to buy it in June, and then in July he said, you know what, Kim, I'm going to be real. I'm going to eat my way through July, and then I'm going to call you. And that's exactly what he did. He and his wife just signed up tonight. So, I mean, you just stay on top of people, and you just, you know, so we're going to try to teach you how to get through the hard time. And again, kind of to talk about kind of what Carl said today, but how we're about to go into hard economic times with an election and with the change. And statistics show that network marketing is what makes it through. So I don't know about you, but that gives me reassurance, and it makes me want to work even harder now and not worry about what any kind of economy does to me, us as a family. So yeah, I guess that's it. Yay. So I'm going to stop recording. Thanks for listening. Kim stopping.